And welcome back, everybody. We're here for another episode of Triggering Chaos. Semi-perfect, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's very little imperfect about the finished products of these two games we're going to talk about. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that went uh, foobar.
Yeah. Now,
Uh,
the reason we're combining these two is because they do follow a similar story, and while the next game in the succession does change a few things, the overall is that it's pretty much the same game with new bells and whistles, to be honest with you. And they're good bells and
yeah.
whistles, but...
Yep.
So, we are talking about the one, the only, Doom.
Uh, Victor Von Doom.
No, Doom guy. Who I'm convinced could take Victor Von Doom in a fight.
I am not convinced on that. In fact, I'm convinced the two of them would end up teaming up together to go rescue Doom's mother from hell and Doom Guy's rabbit from hell.
Yeah, when you're crazy enough to fight the forces of hell over your pet rabbit, you win. I'm not getting involved in that.
Daisy is a sweet little rabbit, and you do not mess with anything fluffy that the Doom guy likes. So, anybody who wants to mess with anyone from Animal Crossing, run.
You don't mess with anything Doom guy likes. That's the end story of it, regardless of it's fluffy or not.
Yeah. Side note, I do absolutely want to bring up the adorableness that was the simultaneous release of Animal Crossing and Doom back during COVID,
I just like the art that came from it. Like that,
and how Nintendo and Bethesda decided to just both lean into this.
my favorite art is Doom guy teaching her to fire the rifle.
My favorite art is them swapped with Doom Guy as a little Animal Crossing villager and Isabel as this buff warrior going, yes, for no pickles.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I don't think I've seen. I'm trying to remember if I've seen that one. I might be one of the few I missed.
If I see it again, I'll send it to you.
Yeah. But the
Speaking
one
of
I've seen, the one, yeah.
speaking of fan art, a fan created a piece of art so fantastic, id Software decided to add it to Doom Eternal, and I had to use it as my icon for this time. So shout out to let's see what his name was. I had it written down here a second ago. Ian Nielsen goes by XORS 54 online.
Well, he's an amazing artist. When I've seen that pic.
Yeah, I just love how it's the stereotypical, fancy art, but Doom Guy is still serious as all hell, but he's got Daisy. Just a cute little bud. But yeah, that is Doom Guy's character in a nutshell. He is no nonsense, hard ass, will tear you apart, but he's also not afraid to show his soft side, such as he loves his bunny. He will fight you wearing a hot white pink unicorn outfit. That's like free bonus armor you can get for, I think it's 2 you get it in?
Yeah, I remember.
Anyway, we didn't grab that art because we forgot to.
Yeah.
I just remember just then. But that's the thing. Doom Guy is not afraid to be soft because he's already shown how bloody well tough he is by literally leaving it to the fiery maw of hell to beat the shit out of demons. Because
I want
actually,
my rabbit.
Does he need a reason at this point? Because in Doom and Doom Eternal, hell is being attacked. Well, Mars and hell is being attacked by the very forces of hell, and he is our only line of defense. Literally.
Well, he's only one that's actually efficient because everyone else is either trying to get in good graces with hell, which sounds like a bad idea.
But does sound like current U.S. politics.
Let's not go there, please.
Yeah, it's less cartoony in real life.
But
yeah, that's it. The premise is very simple in these games. You are smash demons.
Smash, rip, and tear, and hell else you can mutilate the forces of hell.
Shotgun, chainsaw, knife blade,
smack it with another
energy
demon.
Sword. Snap their necks. One of my favorite kills is just
like one of the best mechanics I found in these games is how they give you ammo and health back. You murder things.
If you keep up the momentum, they see in a lot of first-person shooter games, the usual tactic is to poke out, shoot, hide, poke out, shoot, Hide. Oh no, I'm injured. I better stand behind this chest-high wall and let my auto regen take care of me. Okay, I'm back at full health by doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, that may be safe, but I can understand why the developers of these games were like, man, that's slow and boring. What
Yeah,
if we reward you for being hyper aggressive by having the enemies rain out health and ammo? I mean, it's like you beat a pinata and just whee,
that is,
sparkly stuff goes there.
yep. Sparkly stuff goes everywhere. And the one thing I did love about it is like, depending upon how you do it, you get different rewards. If you
Hmm.
use your grenades, you got armor pieces. If you
Hmm.
melee them, you got health.
If you
If you used,
flamethrower, he gets a flamethrower on one shoulder.
Hmm.
Fucking love that thing.
I can't remember melee or your
The flamethrower
chainsaw
gives
was
health.
health.
Flamethrower and chainsaw, I believe, gave health.
Okay.
Melee gave ammo. I'm 80%. No, chainsaw gave everything.
Oh yeah, you have the charge of but the chainsaw was limited use.
Yeah, as well as the energy sword is limited use. The
Yes.
chainsaw and the energy sword can basically kill anything, but you have extremely limited uses of them. Whereas your guns, well, like we just said, being the snot out of things makes it rain machine gun ammo or shotgun shells, and they're also littered throughout the levels. What I absolutely loved about the gameplay of this is it really felt like id Software took a page from my personal first personal favorite, my favorite person. Oh, I'm getting tongue tied here. Took a page from the Metroid Prime series, which is my favorite game ever to be set in first person, where the levels have a lot of verticality and a lot of good secrets, and you have really good first person movement. Because let's face it, a lot of first person shooters don't give you very good movement options because it's supposed to be grounded and realistic.
One of the things that I really liked about this is it gave you a good balance of feeling overwhelmingly powerful, but not so that the game just rolled over for you. There was difficulty to it. But
Yep, I know it's very old school difficulty too, where you
Mhm.
have to start learning enemy spawn locations, enemy patterns, enemy quirks and foibles. Now, thank goodness it has modern day sensibilities of you just keep retrying.
Yeah. Because the
There are
thing
there I believe there was a life system in one, but that got
Yeah.
quickly forgotten.
But the thing is like I didn't want it to be that you were so powerful that even on the hard difficulties, everything just rolled over for you. No, this game had difficulty. And it felt like
It's not Dynasty Warriors levels of one guy versus an army, which it's fun every now and then. But Doom, you are a certified badass. The Doom guy is a certified badass, but you still have to work for that badassery.
Mhm.
So when you clear a difficult room, God, that felt satisfying.
And the thing about it is like this is also one of the games where like, oh, this I could have an easy time with one enemy and M could have a complete and total ruination with that enemy.
Yep.
And vice
I
versa.
forget what I forget what enemy said you had a real hard time with, and I'm just like, that was a challenge.
I forget which one it was, but
I think it was the really fat guys, but the grenade launchers for hands.
yeah, I think oh yeah, that's because you reminded me how the shotgun really with the grenade launcher worked really well on them. Because I was trying something completely different, and I was screwing myself
Yeah,
over.
yep. I'm just like, I just fire a grenade in the back of their head, and then while it explodes, they're stumbling, and I'm dealing with other things. I know one guy who had a real hard time with, I think they're called Caco demons.
Oh, the big
The
eye
big.
things.
And I'm just like, you don't fire a grenade into their mouth. I'm always out of grenades. I'm like, well, that's why I always save at least one shotgun grenade and one shoulder grenade, just in
Mhm.
case those bastards
Yeah,
go up.
I always save my shoulder grenade for those things.
I
Because
know a
those
lot of people who had difficulties with the invisible pinkies because they were invisible. And I'm
Mhm.
like, you know what? That's fair. In those situations, you just kind of
Spray and
just keep
pray.
on your toes. Spray and pray or keep on your toes. I often ended up playing the game as I was aggressive, but I was never in one place aggressive. I've seen people basically just find a spot, bunker down, and just fire and only move out when the enemy is in the melee critical hit. When they're in critical hit, one shot with your melee, they pinata out your goodies you've won, and
Yeah.
then they go back to their hiding spot. I basically just ran around a circle, leading them all
You
around
see,
with
I
me and
was the
just going,
guy that kind of looked into the room first to see what I was dealing with. And if I thought the room looked like a place I could actually maneuver around in, I did your tactic. If it felt like it was like, that's gonna be way too much. There's way too much there. I'm gonna
yep.
try and pick off what I can, and then go charge in like a maniac.
Oh yeah, there are some rooms where there's just so much space. I'm like, well, I've got to pick them up before I get close.
Mhm.
But the small, tight little circular rooms, I'm like, oh hey, ring around the shotgun.
And we'll talk about the weapons later, but because of the wide variety of weapons, and you have all the weapons on you because you just pull them out of where the hell you want.
You do progress the game, and you are rewarded with new weapons, but they're usually on the beaten path. You don't the if you go off and explore, you'll get bonus challenges, bonus HP up, the fun things you go off for,
Mhm.
collecting little miniature Doom guys. I think the first game had,
Yeah,
and I
I love
do
those.
love how they brought back. I know this is a thing id Software did in their older titles, the hidden rooms to get the goodies, but a lot of them were more jumping puzzles, which made me think of Metroid Prime, which I like the movement in Metroid Prime. I don't think Doom Guy handles as well as Samus Aran, but he's not a tank. He is light on his feet. He basically he I guess the biggest example, I guess he's kind of the Juggernaut.
Yeah,
You
once
wouldn't
he
think the
gets going,
Juggernaut
you're
could
not
run
going to
very
stop
fast.
him.
Yeah. Whereas in the Metroid Prime games, it feels like Samus is acrobat with an entire arsenal on her back and not slowed down. Basically, she feels like if Iron Man was Nightwing.
Yeah, I can see that. But let's move
Which,
on a little bit. These
yeah,
are two versions. Well, I should say versions, but the standard armor from
yep,
Doom
yep.
and the upgraded armor from Doom Eternal.
In Doom Eternal, his arms just got way too sweaty, so you need to let them breathe. I actually kind of really prefer the Doom 2000, the original other Doom one. Doom Eternal's armor is okay. I like it, but I kind of prefer how the previous one looked.
Okay, I'm with you on that
The
one,
only
Em. Actually, we are in agreement on that one.
the only thing Doom Eternal wins over me with is one, the shoulder-mounted grenade launcher and flamethrower.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sucker for shoulder-mounted weapons. And two, Doom Eternal has this sick ass arm blade that just comes out of his left arm.
Now we're just talking about just looks. If you could give me the way the boots look on Eternal on the 2016, I'd actually
Yeah,
like it that much more because the boots in 2016 they look nice, but there's something about the Eternal that just really speaks out to me, and add some of
the
the
Eternal.
like the spikes onto
Yeah,
2016.
like honestly, if you took the waist down for Doom Eternal and gave it the chest plate, arm plate, and helmet of the original Doom, the Doom 2016,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be happy. As
Yeah,
long as you keep those shoulder-mounted weapons. I do like the arm guards being slightly different on the Doom Eternal, but I just like the uniformly slightly more of the
yeah,
Doom 2016. But both of these do get across the message, the idea of Doom Guy, as in, like I already said, he's basically the Juggernaut. Good luck stopping him.
yeah.
Like if he walks in the room, well, I don't think Doom Guy ever walks into a room. He either stomps angrily or just bursts down the door running at full speed. Man has no
He's
in
the real
between speed.
destructive version of the Kool-Aid Man. He
Now
walks
I'm
in
just
your house
picturing
and going folding.
I'm just picturing grabbing the Kool-Aid Man, like drowning a demon with the Kool-Aid, and then beating another one with the glass.
And the funny
And
thing
why?
is,
Because the Kool-Aid Man would be seen as something demonic by his eyes. Because like, what the hell is enemy? I don't care. It's probably just a demon. I'm using this as a weapon.
small spoiler, there will be some spoilers throughout this because we will be talking about random plot points and stuff that we had fun with. But throughout both games, Doomslayer, and this is only in DLC, has only uttered one word. And it's at the very end of the DLC in the second game. At the end of it all, he has said only one word. Everything else has been a grunt, a growl, and that's pretty much it. He has never said a word, basically.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So his entire pose and message has to be in his physicality, and they pulled off masterfully.
They also pull it off considering you're viewing this from the first-person view.
Mm-hmm. Like I remember the commercial. I think it was for 2016, where you're walking through
Mm.
the lab and the guy is in the chair, and you just grab his ID card and drag him to open up the door.
Pretty sure that's Eternal. I'm pretty sure that's when you use the giant laser to destroy
Yeah.
Mars.
But I'm just sitting there. It's like, yeah, that's Doom. That's Doom guy.
Yep.
No need
Like
for words. Just give me this. You can come
I
along
know a
too.
lot
I'm
of
not stopping.
I know a lot of guys like to try and compare him to Master Chief, and honestly, I do not see Master Chief lasting a minute against Doom Guy. like Master Chief makes me think of the Homelander, as in he's a big fish in an incredibly tiny pond, and people like the Doom guy are just great white sharks in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, it's still no, we're good.
But the thing about it is, like, if you're not in his way and you're not a demon, he pretty much leave you alone. He may even
Yeah,
save
he's
your
not gonna
ass.
give her. He might save your ass. If you help him, he will be appreciative.
Like,
I'm pretty
he's
sure at one
not
point
like
he gives a thumbs up, like, "Hey, yeah, good," and then just leaves the guy alone.
like essentially it shows that he's not an unthinking murder bot, just murders everything in your path or his path
Well,
because he.
in Doom Eternal, you get to see his fortress, and you get to see little Easter eggs of what he does in his downtime. And one of the things he does in downtime is he reads and listens to to music. He's just a dude. It's just when he sees demons, he just focuses in and just
Yeah, he has anger issues towards hell. Can't
yeah,
imagine that
but
being a thing.
only towards hell. I mean, what? Okay, like I said, he's got a framed portrait of himself and his rabbit. That's pretty. I would do that with my cat. Like if I knew an artist doing that style of painting, I'd like, yeah, sure, I'd pose dramatically with my cat.
I mean, to be fair, when you fight hell so well that a society that fought hell for the energy from hell pretty much salutes you and makes armor based on yours because you do it so well, and hell fears you. Literally, hell fears this man. Yeah, it says a lot.
Yeah,
Because here's the
yeah.
thing:
It
hell managed to capture him. Hell could not kill him. They imprisoned him instead in that stone coffin at the start of Dune 2016.
that's the stuff you wait you reserve for final bosses like your Ganondorfs or your generic Final Fantasy end of the world boss.
Uh-huh.
The demons, it's
Like,
so good.
they had
Like
no other choice. They could not kill this man. So, like, yeah, just put him in the slab and let's hope he doesn't get his armor back.
Doom 1 starts off him getting freed from the slab, grabbing a pistol and fighting his way to his armor. He's basically butt naked with nothing but a starter pistol, and he's still like, you know what? Time to start killing demons again. Like
Yeah,
he, he was frozen in stone for I don't know how many hundreds of years,
because what
and
happens?
he just gets up and kills.
Yeah, canonically
Like, he doesn't even
speaking,
ask for a coffee first.
Doom Guy met the Night Sentinels because while I believe looking for his rabbit, joined up with them, got armor from a witch from hell because the armor is hell forged, and became so efficient at killing hell. The Sentinels made armor honoring this man, and yeah, it just went on from there because they pointed towards hell and he just charged in and he came back. So that says it all. But this robot is one of our companions for the first game.
Mm-hmm.
It is also revealed that I believe he betrays us in the first one. We get essentially because he turns out. Oh yeah, that's right. Because he turns out to be not her. This guy, which is helping us out.
Yep.
And then because he is what's a race known as the Makers. Pretty much think the angels to the Hellverse, essentially.
Yeah.
They are kind of like the angels to I believe what they call the father of the universe, essentially. The all-being God that created the universe. This is the bitch that is the final boss of the first game. She makes a deal with hell to get energy from hell, because that's what this is all about. This entire thing is about trying to get an unlimited power supply from hell.
Yeah, because hell converts living souls into raw fuel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why hell is invading Earth. Because, hey, humans burn really well. We make an excellent coal.
Not something I saw coming, but okay.
I mean, it makes more sense than how the Matrix robots used us for power.
Fair. So,
I mean, it sounds like a thing that would happen from Bleach as well. So, yeah, I guess souls could be quantified as raw fuel. I
And
just hope we burn greenly.
so apparently, when
I mean, it's
they
hell,
take the
so
souls and hell takes the bodies and makes them into more demons. So, as far as you're concerned, it's a win-win for them. Not
yeah.
mentioning that hell is going to be using that monster's army of demons to invade other dimensions and eventually Earth. And then she gets backstabbed and fused with a giant brain demon, and you kill that.
Yay! Look, the Doom guy, he has a limited way of solving problems. To be fair, he does it very fast and very efficiently, though.
Look, like I said, you can pay attention to the lore. Like, there's a good amount of lore in these Doom games. I'm not going to lie. But I'm too busy killing everything to pay attention to every little minor detail.
Yeah, you can go very deep with these stories, which is good, or you can just stay surface level and just keep
Killing.
kapow, 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 da-da-da-da-da-da-da, as much as you want.
Yeah, I ain't gonna judge you either way. I mean, I know bits and pieces of this. Like,
The only way we're going to judge you is if you say this is a brain dead series. It's not completely brain dead, and just assuming it is just showing you weren't paying that much attention.
yeah.
You don't have to like the story and prefer the gameplay. There are many times where I've been like, hey, the gameplay beats the crap out of the story, or vice versa.
Speaking of the story, this is the symbol for the AI from Doom 2016 and the AI that works with you during Doom Eternal that runs your ship.
Mm-hmm.
Funny
Like
thing,
his soothing voice.
funny thing is, this is actually a copy AI of what everyone thought was God, essentially, in that universe. The creator of the universe.
Yeah, this is Vega.
Mm-hmm.
Which, as soon as I heard it, I immediately thought of Veda from Gundam 00.
And it's really one of those weird things that shows the real plot, because there's actually a lot of detail in this plot that makes you think that certain things are the way they actually are. But it doesn't outright tell you. It's kind of clever storytelling in some parts. Some more obvious than others, which you always get in storytelling. But
they definitely do a fair bit of visual storytelling as well, which I like that. The levels do tell you a lot of what the frick is going on.
oh, God,
Mostly tell you shit has gone to all foobar.
But I find that really interesting. They made a copied AI of God. How interesting is that? Like that.
I mean, that's usually the plot of an entire like pretentious anime.
Yeah. And here he is.
Although it does make me think of a joke from Futurama of, wait, you're not God, but the remains of God collide with a satellite. That seems logical. I am user friendly, my good chum.
Well, this one's Doom friendly. But it actually turns out later. I'll talk about when we go about that person. But there's actually another plot twist with this character that will come up in a few minutes. Now, again, this was the real form of the android from the previous one that was actually I can't remember his name, but he was the first person to talk to you from Doom 2016 and tries to lead you about to stop hell.
Yes.
He originally wanted Doom Guy in Doom Eternal to pretty much kill the final boss before he even forms. But Doom Guy wanted to revive the Lord of Hell in order to properly kill him.
Yes.
So there was
one because it's much more dramatic if you do it that way, and the Doom Guy has an aesthetic to go for. And two, when Doom Guy wants to kill you, he wants to make sure he does it right, so you can't resurrect yourself.
And three, if he does it the way he wants to, he will actually stop all demons if he kills the Lord of Hell.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
Mm-hmm. So this is actually what the makers actually look like, what the race looks like in their armor, clothes, I guess. I'm not sure what they would actually wear, but this is pretty much what they're presented to us as, outside of the robes.
Yeah.
They do a very good job of showing that they're not like the holy angel like you would see in a Bible or something like that, but they do.
Well, I mean, if they were the biblical version, they'd be giant flaming wheels with multiple eyeballs.
Yeah,
yelling at you, "Be not afraid."
but I mean, when they kind of,
they went more with the Lovecraftian with them.
You know what that makes me think of? The Black Doom from Shadows games.
Oh, yeah, Black Doom and his black arms. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could definitely see one of them being an offshoot from the other. Which now I'm just picturing Doom Guy and Shadow the Hedgehog teaming up, and the forces of hell would just lie down and just be like, be merciful.
No.
Oh God, Doom Guy being teleported around by Shadow in the middle of a fight.
And this is another example of what I feel is very good storytelling. This is the man known as the Betrayer, because there was a plan. He was part of the Night Sentinels, and you see how his armor is inspired by the Doom Guy's armor. You can see the slight details in it.
Mhm.
They had a plan to fight the forces of hell. To save his son's soul from suffering in hell, he betrayed that plan and became the Betrayer, and was exiled for the Night Sentinels.
Mhm.
When you meet up with him, you get his help to charge a battery to operate a machine. The Sin of Icon was made using this man's son's heart. So the final boss is part of his son. And when you jab the sword into him, break the handle off to permanently paralyze him, you didn't exactly kill it. You more or less paralyzed it, from what I understand, in the lore. And this man will not know peace until his son's soul does. So both of them are still technically suffering.
I mean, isn't that the whole point of hell?
Yeah, pretty much. And I love that you get his hammer, the DLCs too.
Oh, nice. I forgot about that.
But that looks like a fun hammer to wield. Just make flat demons. Demon pancakes.
Demon pancakes, making demon pancakes. Take a hammer, make him go flat.
But like I said, you see just from what pieces he's wearing, you see the inspiration from Doomslayer onto this armor.
Yep.
Now this really shows off the angelic feel that the makers have.
Makers. Yeah.
With the wings, the yellow orange energy light, and not to mention the posing really shows that off. Too bad they're butt ugly underneath that metal. It kind of makes me think of something that came from Metroid, actually.
Yeah, it does remind me a little bit of one of the Aurora units.
Oh yeah, I can see it now.
Kind of based off Mother Brain. So yeah, one of these days we should cover the Prime series. I wonder if we should wait until Prime 4 comes out for me to rant about that.
But
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, there are just really so many similarities between the demons and the angels. You saw this coming a mile away. This is just confirmation of what you already knew.
This is one of what we do like the storytelling. It's not subtle.
Well, considering our main protagonist, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I could definitely see him standing around in a nuanced story and him just zoning out and snapping the first neck that comes in hand range.
But
right now I'm just picturing him trying to be Othello in Shakespeare.
Yeah, she was the final boss of the first DLC for Doom Eternal. So you kill her, and then all hell really starts breaking loose.
Yeah, which is pretty much non-stop happening.
I mean, when your when the demon guards look like this, and this is your angels, yeah, you're pretty much sending a signal here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure, she's got more brain matter probably, but there's not really much of a difference I'm seeing here. I want to pilot one of these so badly.
Yeah, we do get to see these giant robots based off Doom Guy, and damn.
Just like I know in Doom Dark Ages we're getting a dragon, which is awesome as all hell.
I haven't watched many of the Doom Dark Ages trailers, mostly because it's going to be exclusively an Xbox title, and I don't have any way of playing it. So
really, I thought they changed that. Last I heard,
I haven't heard that in a while because I haven't been looking at it.
I'll have to double
check that later. Yeah,
but still, these things are amazingly looking, and look like so much fun to pilot and stab and kill and murder everything with. Like everything else in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, the most we got was activating one to make a bridge to walk over to a demon, and then that was it. But let us pilot one of these things, even just for a little while. It'll be fun.
Oh no, it is coming to PS5.
Huh.
All
But
right then.
it's always nice to be up close and personal. You know, get some
Yeah.
gardening done while you're at it too. And I'm going to tell you right
So
now,
yeah,
that is not official chain blade for a proper chainsaw.
I like to think it's been so heavily damaged over the use of demon spines.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I
But I just love how they decided to keep like it's an old style in like a futuristic world. Doom Guy still just uses the old style chainsaw. Like that
yeah.
was just a nice touch just for it.
Referencing back to the old Doom games. You know, the Doom games you can play in a home pregnancy test.
You know, someone played that in oh god, I forget what it was. I'll send you the image when I find it again. But it was like the
That is one
oldest game you could possibly run it on.
I do love all the things people have got it running on. Someone managed to like hack it into a game by using only the game code. Oh. Like it's people are just the original Doom was a marvel of its time, but because of the merge of technology, I it can fit on an email now.
Look, if you're gonna say a Doom 1 was a brain dead game about murdering demons, I'll agree with you on that one. Because there wasn't meant
Yep.
to be much to it.
No, it was meant to be shock and gore for the sake of shock and gore to
Mm-hmm.
sell units. But if you tell me it was brain deadly made, no.
Yeah.
I didn't care for its gameplay. Like I'll admit, like these are the first two times I've ever been like, "Hey, Doom's fun," because previously Doom was just really boring to me. But I will go on about how the levels were well designed. The enemy layout was meticulously designed to be both challenging but doable.
Mm-hmm.
The someone described the guys from the original id as wizards, and looking into the history of these games, yeah, they do sound like computer wizards.
Yep.
So my hat's off to them, but it just wasn't a game I cared for.
And that happens.
Yep.
But speaking of up close and personal, the Doom Blade.
There's that arm blade. I am a sucker for a nice pop-out blade. I'm sorry, I just am. But I don't see him leaping from any tall structure while an eagle screeches while he assassinates somebody.
Well, he doesn't need to break the planet underneath them while he's doing it. But I mean, that looks like just a huge sturdy blade that despite having moving components, it'll still do its job.
It only has two moving components: the part that moves it in, the part that moves it out.
Yeah. And just look how massive that arm is in that armor. Jesus.
Dude
That's like
does
my
not skip
torso.
any. Dude does not skip any part of his workout.
No.
But you know what? He probably works out to the "Gotta Make a Cake" song from Lazy Town. Because according to Lanny Patora, Team 4-Star, that's one of his favorite workout songs because the rhythm to it is actually really good.
Huh.
And I'm just like, is that why they made Goku work into that? Because I could totally see Doom Guy and Goku both working into that song.
I was just picturing Goku and Doom Guy both blowing up King Guy's planet at different times.
Whoops. I'm also now picturing Doom Guy hanging out with the guys from He-Man, going to one of their gyms, because I remember this dumb He-Man joke about them being all swollen, and I just see him having a permanent membership there.
Doom Guy remembers him to every gym, just so he doesn't break through the walls going there.
Yeah, he rotates while they're repairing after he's been done there. To be fair, though, he doesn't break things on purpose. A demon shows up and he just puts the demon through the wall. It was self-defense, but don't come back for a week. We have to do the entire... The structure of the building's been ruined. You used part of the wall to beat a demon to death with. We needed that to keep the roof up.
Not to mention the smell that would probably leave.
God, yeah, these demons are said to smell like sulfur when they're alive. I don't want to know what they smell like when they're rotting.
Rotten sulfur.
I don't even want to know what that smells like.
Not...
Maybe that's why he wears a helmet at all times. It's not because he wants to stay stern and mysterious. He's just tired of the smell of demons.
I'm going to say this. This is my favorite melee weapon, period.
Yeah.
Just because how awesome this thing is.
Yeah. This is that great level of high fantasy and low fantasy mushed together. You got beam swords, but the blade handle itself looks so dark fantasy
And I
that
love the name for it,
yeah,
the Crucible.
yeah.
Like they had a
Again,
couple of different variations. I could see other people using Crucibles having these variations of the weapon.
I like the chainsaw blade one. That makes me think of the energy beam chainsaw Link had in Breath of the Wild. Oh, now I'm just picturing Link running around with that one. But I do think the best one is the one on the left, the one they actually gave Doomguy
Mhm.
in game. It's not a practical weapon. The way that
Actually, funny enough, it is actually based on an actual weapon.
oh,
I
I'm not
for-
saying it is not real, but it's probably not very practical because you don't see it very often. That's one of the things about historical weapons. It yes, it was done, but it wasn't commonly done. That it means that someone didn't find it practical for either smithing purposes or actual use in combat.
but my favorite thing about it is I like how it closes up and opens up,
Yep,
and
I'm a sucker for that. And you know he's when that thing's running out of energy, he's killed someone by its snapping shut.
I just love whatever written language is on the blade itself too. Whenever you activate it.
It's a poem about his bunny Daisy.
But I do think they picked the right design because yeah, it probably doesn't seem that practical, but not it doesn't one guy killing the entire forces of hell. So it's a match made in dimensions.
Yeah, no. Neither is my favorite gun in the game, but screw you. The super shotgun is super amazing.
And the other thing is, if I remember correctly, the symbol in the middle of the hill is actually Doom Guy's symbol because you'll find it on his belt buckle too.
Yep, I believe it is.
Which I was never going to guess that. Which now I kind of want to give a Crucible to Guts and see where that'll go. But Guts isn't giving up that Dragon Slayer sword anytime soon.
Nah. Although I could definitely see if Guts lives on of him becoming the Doom guy.
I think Guts is Doom Guy's ancestor.
I think they've got to be related somehow.
No, this one me and M have two different views on. But not in the bad way.
I
Just
don't.
that we
This is the starter pistol you get in the first game. Soul ended up missing it in the sequel. I forgot it existed.
well,
It,
I'm a sucker for a
it's
good
not a.
pistol. That's all it
I
really
am
is.
too. I am too in some games, but because it just got so outshined, I forgot it.
I,
Like, if I ever had to dig it out in game one, I was doing something massively wrong.
I primarily use this a lot for the grunts, just because that infinite ammo it saved me ammo in the long run.
Yeah, I do miss having an infinite ammo weapon, but at the same time, I got ammo so readily when I was doing things right, I never had to use the damn thing.
Fair, but
Which, it's, like I said, it was forgettable for me, but not in the bad sense. It was just way outclassed by every other gun you get
and I
in
think the
the. Well,
point
not
with
every other gun.
I
There
think
was
that
probably one or
yeah
two guns I didn't care for in the sequel
yeah.
that I would be okay if I get the pistol for, but overall, most of the guns made me forget about it.
But I do like how it still has a futuristic feel, but it was a beefy
Mm,
pistol in the overall.
yeah.
But again, I just like I said, it was a solid choice for me. I could use to pick up the weakling, save ammo, and I just like the design overall.
Eh, I can't argue any of that. I'm just saying, sadly for me, it got forgotten once I started getting shotguns.
Which kind of feels like that was kind of the point. Like you had infinite ammo, but if you're fell back to
You,
this, you might want to reconsider how you're using your ammo.
yeah, and if you're over reliant on it because you're worried about reserving your ammo, this ain't Resident Evil.
Yeah, but like I said,
I think the way it was designed is perfect to teach you the train. You know, it's your training wheel gun, but it's if you over rely on it, the game will punish you for it. I find.
I only used it on the grunts when there's nothing but grunts in the room, and I wanted to just use it.
Yeah, I was probably too much in the whole mayhem to realize they were grunts and just still blasting away.
But I would have to
See,
say
here's
this was probably my
here's yeah, this one was an all right one. I only ever used it in snipe mode. It's a machine gun, and the rest of the time I don't like machine guns. But I find this pretty hilarious in that me and Soul almost always go opposite ways in video games. Like, he became methodical in this, and I just got lost in the
It's
fury, the mayhem. But when it comes to Dark Souls, Soul actually is much more lost in the mayhem, and I'm back in the background being methodical.
it's just brings out different types of games,
And
brings
then
different pieces of people.
when it comes to the Mega Man franchise, I'm up close and personal hacking and slashing with Z-Sabers, and Soul's back there shooting and dodging. I have to dodge at point blank range because I want to be close and personal. There's something about some games that just make me turn completely into Kenpachi Zaraki from Bleach. But the rest of the time, I end up being methodical in the background, being like I'm freaking Lock-on Stratus from Gundam, just like targeting you, targeting you, targeting you. I mean, how often did I snipe save you in Resident Evil games?
A lot.
Because you got to be up close and personal with your machine guns and get lost in the mayhem.
And then I
I don't
ran
know
away
what
and
it
let
is
you
about...
snipe when they start swarming.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Although
Good
it did get me
times.
killed a few times when you actually brought things too close to me and I wasn't ready.
But one of the things I liked about this gun is that, as I mentioned, there is a sniper mode for it that you can collect.
Yeah, a lot of the guns have multiple modes or multiple weapon firing situations.
I only remember the sniper mode for this gun. I know there's another one, but I only remember the sniper mode because I thought it was more useful.
There's sniper mode and there's machine gun mode.
And sniper mode I used to shoot the tails off of certain demons so they didn't have their extra attack. And then I let loose with the rest of the gun.
Yeah. This was usually my, oh shit, I'm out of shotgun shells. This is my first choice.
See, I would actually walk into a room with this one just to get a survey of the area and decide how I want to cause mayhem.
I would basically, you would slowly stomp your way in, take the high ground. I would be the Doom guy who kicked down the door and just hope then the door would hit the first enemy and the fight starts.
Oh, when I don't get
Doom guy,
don't get the wrong
Doom guy
idea.
piles by me. No, no subtlety, no planning, just show up and gun. It got me killed a lot. I will admit I wasn't the best at it. But when I did do the whole Leroy Jack and cleared the room first time, God, that was satisfying.
Oh, and don't be fooled, folks. My plans went wrong a lot when I did this, so I had to go with the
Yes.
M method.
Yes. The game does encourage you to do that. I, however, didn't decide this. I decided to start that. Like, there's probably a dozen times where if I had done the more slow, okay, pick off the big guys first thing, would have been better. But there was just something satisfying about I'm gonna blindly run into this room and just start firing.
Especially when you go into the room, kill everything, and then they spawn in more enemies, and you're right in the middle of it. I'm like,
Yeah, that's usually what got me killed. I'd burst in, murder everything. Haha! Flawless. Huge void portal opens behind me. What was that noise? Oh, hey, it's my hubris. Hubris is what's going to get you killed in this game more than anything else. There's only a few times where I'd yelled, "Oh, bullshit," at the game for being unfair. Most of the time, it was me just going, "Oh, nuts."
yeah.
I brought this on myself again. And that's good game design.
Now this beauty.
See, as I said, I don't like machine guns, but the alternate fire of this Gatling gun is it actually deploys a tripod and brings up an energy shield. Okay, you won me over. Now I will use rapid fire and not care about aiming. This is your spray and pray weapon. It had two modes: the standard under the hip, over the hip Gatling gun fire, or like I said, turret mode. The turret mode actually gave you defense, so yeah, okay.
I mean, this thing was a beast. And
Although, like any Gatling gun, it just ate ammo.
Oh yeah, it ate ammo like there was no tomorrow. But if you could control the recoil too, and just like, because you don't have to reload. That's the other thing. None of these guns you had to reload. Whatever ammo
No,
you
the
picked
shotguns
up,
you had.
well, okay, besides the
shotguns
shotguns,
you
but
did have
that was something different. But a lot of these guns, whatever ammo you pick up was already in the gun. So you could just run over ammo and still continue firing like there was no tomorrow. And like I said, a lot of these weapons have a sci-fi feel to them. Like you know what they are, but they tried to make it look like it fits in this cyber
it's the Gatling
futuristic
gun
world.
70 years from now,
Yeah.
whatever now is. But there is one gun that does not look that futuristic. Say hello to the super shotgun, a reference to the original shotgun from the original Doom, where they decided to it's basically just a normal double barrel shotgun with the most impractical chain weapon ever designed. Like, this chain weapon should not work, but oh,
The
so
only reason this
satisfying
weapon
to
works is because Doom Guy has it.
Yeah, there's two modes. The really tiny demons you can pull in with it, but the other bigger ones you pull yourself towards. Either way, Doomguy's fist is going flying into that demon's face.
Funny thing is,
It's
you
just
actually need that to actually have to beat the first DLC boss.
Yep.
And I just like the
But
detail of the wrapping on the handle and
yeah,
like,
and this is canonically the only weapon Doomguy brought with him from Hell.
Yeah.
They actually refer to it as this is your shotgun when you pick it up first time in game. Like, oh hey, you got your best friend back.
like I love how you
So
get it. You control a demon to fly out, pick it up, return it to you, and then you kill the demon.
yep. And this gun does one fire, reload. One fire, reload. You'd think, oh, that's really impractical in such a high-speed combat game. No.
Dude, guy has such muscle memory with this thing is like you barely even notice.
Yep. He reloads it so stupidly fast, and the damage it does, even unupgraded, is just stupid. And the best, like, it pretty quickly becomes your burst damage weapon, where you like, I need to do high damage right now. The Gatling guns, the machine gun, the other shotgun, the other laser, laser weapons you get, they're good for consistently pouring on chip damage to things. This is when you've got like 5 zombies right in your face. You fire once. What zombies?
Yeah.
This is your get off me option for most fights, and you also can use it in the I'm going to get in your face option. This is most people's favorite weapon, I've found.
I will
Even people
admit,
who prefer
yeah.
the methodical shooting or the more strategic shooting, there's just something viscerally satisfying about, hey, there's 5 demons in your face. What demons?
All I see is the blood stains.
And the bloodstains know to stay off you for their sake. But as it fires 2 shots, it does eat a lot of ammo.
Yeah. This little
This is
beauty,
one of the laser weapons, which, they're all right.
it's plasma. It does its job. It's kind of just another machine gun, essentially. That,
Yeah.
like I said, has a different energy type, so you can kind of use it for different demons. It does its job. I can't complain.
And you can giving you 3 types of ammo. Usually, you got your machine gun ammo, you got your laser weapon ammo / plasma weapon ammo, and you've got your shotgun shells. So, yeah, there's usually 2 of every type of weapon, so you can find what works for you for that ammo type.
And like I
The
said,
secondary shotgun, the secondary shotgun solo, I don't think has an image of. Its secondary firing mode is to launch a grenade into something's mouth or on the back of something. It's essentially the crash bomb from Mega Man 2.
yeah, it's like I think it's a 12 gauge world. What it's supposed to be based
Yeah, I
off
think
of.
so. Yeah,
But
it's better for ammo consumption than your super shotgun because it fires 1 at a time.
yeah. Plus, it does have
But
the
not
grenade launcher
satisfying.
on it. That does help in a lot of scenarios. But once you have the super and you have your grenade, your shoulder grenades, it's not missed too terribly, but it does have its place.
It does have its place when you're being swarmed by a lot of things that require explosive weaponry.
Yeah.
And you don't want to use your rocket launcher, which is another weapon we'll show off, I believe.
Now, this is the ballista.
I like it, but it's not near the top of my favorite weapons.
Like I said, every weapon has its place, and this one wasn't for me, but occasionally I used it, but the design does feel very tech heavy, but it just feels the weird place for me on this one. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't
jive with you.
No. But
that's okay.
Like I said, it does its job, and that's about it for me.
It's okay. There's
Rocket launchers are
Yep.
fun.
Yep. Yep.
Big
I just like
explosions.
it's literally like either a maker or a demon shotgun rocket launcher you stole, but yeah, it's just satisfying.
Look, yeah, I know there's probably an attachment for this that I don't remember, but a rocket launcher is a rocket launcher. It makes big boom.
I believe it has a homing mode and a multi-fire mode.
Again, big boom.
I mean, yeah, this is you need to clear a room, but you need to clear out the room next door. Like, I believe there is splash damage that you can hurt yourself with it, so you tend to not like, oh, hey, there's 5 zombies in front of me. I better. No, that's what the shotgun's for. If you see the door open and 5 zombies are about to run in from another room, goodbye to that other room.
But
It also
this is another shot of the ballista
really
just to get another look at it. Forgot I had this other image,
It
but
al
oh well.
yeah, the rocket launcher is also your other big burst weapon, so you see a boss, you fire it at the bosses, usually.
Yeah.
That's primarily what I saved it for, because otherwise I'm splash damaging myself.
Now
And
this this is
the BFG. Those of you who know what that stands for, yeah, it's satisfying.
This is the all clearer, is what I like to call it. It's ammo devouring, room clearing, possibly planet clearing destruction.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give one the grunt.
I want to give it to Garrus instead, because he'll actually know how to bloody well aim the thing.
Who needs to aim when it just clears everything anyway?
If you're more precise, yeah, no, I'm just. This is your ultimate get out of free card. I only ever saved it for, oh shit, I'm swarmed, or oh shit, I'm really low on health and low on everything else, because its ammunition does not respawn. It only has set drops in certain rooms. But if you are conservative with it and you walk into a room and see a BFG ammo cylinder floating in the air, you realize, hey, I have one free shot of this.
And that one free shot is very satisfying.
Yes. Yes.
But the other thing, I'll say this now. One of the things I liked about Doom is that you don't need this to beat a boss, so you don't feel as guilty using this in clearing rooms.
No.
Sometimes it's preferred not to use it to clear the boss because the boss just wants to be in your face.
Yep.
So problem with that one, you can just have a lot of fun with this clearing rooms. And when I mean clearing the room, I mean what room? Because that's what it feels like this thing should be doing. Because I love the severe fact that you picked this up and was connected to a much bigger cannon the size of a spaceship that pretty much ripped across Mars. Because Doom Guy needed a faster way to search for something.
Yeah. Again, subtlety is not his strong point.
No. But then again, with the force of hell invading, do you really need subtlety right now?
No.
So this thing is called the Unmaker. It's supposedly more versatile, a lot of people say, than the BFG. But it fires in a weird way, is all I can really say.
Yeah. I did not hate it, but I didn't care for it. It was another weapon I was fairly neutral on.
Now, this is pretty much a screenshot you'll be seeing, and just look at all this fun. You got minions in front of you, you got your super shotgun, you know what's going on. There's no question that you're going to be murdering everything in this room.
Look, the only thing I think the Doom game missing is, like, the sound effect of picking up a weapon from the Metal Slug games.
Actually, I just noticed the engravings on the back of the super shotgun. Like, that's nice detail. Like, that doesn't have to be there, but
no,
it's just nice to look at.
I like to think Doom Guy himself edged it in there one day while bored. Like, he's in an elevator going down to another level of hell, and he's like, I've got 20 minutes. Ding! Fire stops as soon as the door opens. I mean, to be fair, there's an 80% chance the demon's going to burst in that elevator, so why not free fire?
But In the bottom left, you see your health, your armor, which both can be expanded by going for power ups, like I said in the
Yeah,
hidden rooms. Your ammo
yeah.
count, what weapon you're using, all basic stuff.
The way armor works is it goes down before your health does. So it's basically a second health bar. It's not as big as your health bar, but it gives you some free hits.
Yeah. And you can dash, like Em said, so you got like a bit of a dash to help pull you out of the way of
Mhm.
rapid fire and stuff like that.
Yep.
And you just, like I said, there's nothing, it's simplicity, but it's so
They
much is
didn't
going on. The simplicity only makes it easier for you, but it
yeah, they
doesn't make
didn't
it that the game like I said, rolls over and you just win.
they didn't reinvent the wheel. They just decided to turn up the speed of this style of gameplay
Mhm.
to a level that's very satisfying.
Yeah, like we said, this is still a first person shooter. It's not reinvented. It may have reinvented the wheel for Doom itself,
Yeah.
but
But they basically did go back to the old days of you can still find health packs on the ground. So even if you're not doing that great at beating the health out of enemies, you can go and find health. But they
Mhm.
really did not like the current first person and third person shooter mentality of invisible health where the screen would go gray and
Yeah,
then you'd just recover by hiding. That is fine for some games. But when they wanted to make Doom feel strong, they realized him cowering behind a pillar to recover his health
was not
was
the
not
feel they
very.
wanted for. But like I was
They,
saying,
they achieved this by making the AI also queue in lines. Like the enemy, the rooms will attack you, but they will also start filtering into enemy one's in line, enemy two's in line. You can still be swarmed, but you are less likely to actually be attacked by all 30 things in a room at once. If you're looking at the demon, it knows you're looking at them. It will be aggressive towards you. If you're not looking at the demon, it will be aggressive towards you, but not like hyper aggressive.
yeah,
So you can't like
it's a
turn your
delicate
back to everything
balance,
and
and they did it really well.
yeah, you can't turn your back to all the enemies and be safe. They're still programmed to go after you. They're just not programmed to drop everything and charge at you nonstop. They're just programmed to fire range projectiles that are easy to dodge or to one at a time swipe at your back. But when you're looking at the demons, they'll sidestep, they'll attack you, they'll jump back and attack you from range, but then move back in close. They will stay moving, so you have to move. This brings a little of the fairness to the game.
Mhm. I
Once
also
you
like
look under the once you look under the hood, you may think, "Oh, that takes the magic away." But I think it's credit because while you're in the moment, you do feel like you're being attacked from all sides, and you are keeping yourself safe. Not that the enemies are being fair.
Mhm. And I do believe it might just be how I remember things, but in like the first two levels, I think they had a few more health packs in the area just so you get
Yeah,
into the swing of things. And then
yeah,
they slowly start taking the training wheels off because you start
yeah.
getting into groove, which is fair.
Or if they put them in the room, they put them in places where you have to be highly mobile to, which does expose you still.
Mm-hmm. And
You can still run to this health pack for safety, but you can't beeline it there. You have to think about how you get
but
there.
you also know that if you're seeing the health kits in the later stages, just love to get
They're
real.
yeah. They don't think you have if you come in fully prepared and you see fully everything make you even more prepared, you're like, "Oh shit, there's no way I could have brought all the supplies." And that's pretty fair, but I also do love how there are some power-ups referencing the older games where you can temporarily get infinite ammo or invincibility or one punch man power-up.
The berserk.
Yeah, so good. And these do reward you for using them. You get like a full health bar when you do that. So you see this power up floating in the little room. You're like, do I use this now or do I wait for the room to get more intense?
And the funny
There
thing
is
is, even the
there's
demons
strategy.
get a power up. They have a
Yeah, there's certain demons that will buff each other. There's demons that will summon more demons.
mhm. And there's
And
also
I don't
a
mean
oh
most rooms have a set number of demons that will be in there, but the summoning demon, he doesn't have a set.
nope.
So he will keep summoning until you are dead or he is dead. So you have basically stop what you're doing and prioritize him because I think there's still a set number of demons that can be in the room at once, but he can go over the set limit that the room starts with. So if the room starts with 20 demons and a summoner, the cap could be 50 demons.
Yeah. There's also the oh god, I forgot what they're called, but little things that buff the demons, give them extra defense, attack power, and just make them overall more
Yeah.
vicious. That you have to find and
Just some
break it.
they're like little totems basically.
Yes, totems. That's what they are. And if you don't
Yeah.
find them fast enough, it really does amp up the challenge because it really
Yeah.
does just.
You can still kill these buffed up demons with your regular weapons, but if it takes like one super shotgun shell to kill one demon normally, the buff could make it anywhere from 2 to 3.
And that's tiring
And when
ammo
they're
you
buffed,
may not have.
it's a lot harder to put them in the stun state, and the stun state is how you get your ammo from them.
Mm-hmm.
So you will bleed yourself dry. Yes, every fight room has ammo and health packs somewhere in it, but that may not be enough.
Yeah, and plus you have to get to it first.
What gets really annoying is when the summoning demon is in the room with the totem. He doesn't exactly get buffed from it, but the demons he summons does.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yep. That's where a lot of people end up getting stuck for a while because it's just endless hordes. That's not what really got in my way. I usually end up getting stuck on trickier individuals. Not your common zombies. These are like the very first mook you see in
Yeah,
game
these
one.
are cyber zombies, and they're just pretty much another example of the mooks. But I just really like the concept of it. Like, let's not just instead of just zombies, tech them up, make something interesting.
Yeah. Give them a robot claw hand. Give them an arm blaster. Yeah, good enough. I mean, at least Hell's not wasting bodies after they've drained souls out of them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're not over.
Who knew Hell? Who knew Hell was better at recycling than a lot of companies?
Yeah, like I said, it's nothing breaking the bank on it, but it's just something nice to change instead of just having just the zombies alone.
Yeah. This was my wall. This was the wall in, I believe, game 2 that just I had the hardest time with. He's a end of level boss. He's basically a corrupted knight. He is almost he's pretty much equipped with a shotgun like you, a crucible like you, a beam shield, and a ghost wolf. Fuck, I hate that ghost wolf so much. The thing is, I actually died to him a lot because I did not quite understand his fight is all about keeping the perfect range and countering him.
Mm-hmm.
The game does tell you how to fight him, but getting the timing down was something I just could not do. If you're too far away, he pulls you back in and uses other attacks. If you're too close, he hits you with that fucking axe.
I just like the fact that he is a Night Sentinel corrupted in Hell, and now fights for Hell after being his soul drained, and now his body was altered to this. Like, this is
so
just...
he was a pretty tough boss fight, and then he just becomes a mook. Like, he's usually the big mook in the pack, but he's still like, hey, you're fighting a bunch of normal demons, and then he just starts running up to you with the axe. Like, oh. Like, the first time you fight him, boss. Second time you fight him, you fight a bunch of mooks, and then he shows up. Third time you fight him, he's with the mooks.
And I think he's one of the few things that needs 2 charges of your saber or your chainsaw to kill.
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
He also needs a couple melee combos as well to be taken down, like a couple melee finishers, I believe, too.
Mm-hmm.
He's not easy. It's his speed that's the biggest problem for me. There are tankier enemies, there are beefier bosses, there are enemies that are one-offs that technically killed me more times, but because he kept coming back with different iterations, with different, I had different levels of resources every single time I fought him, he was consistently the hardest part for me. And I actually really like that. Like, he was my wall. I would see him go, oh, fuck me. And then I'd beat him after a few trials and go, oh, fuck yeah.
I just like his crucible axe. Like, that was just a nice little change design. And you see the remnants of his armor that he still wears. It was just a nice little touch to it all.
Yup. He's well designed and boy.
Yeah.
Good fight.
Hi, Pinky. I love these guys. I don't know why.
Maybe you just like saying their names. Narf.
But they are one of the more demonic looking things that come after you, I find. And they're really simple to fight, but there's usually I find usually 2 of them at least most of the time.
The way you fight them is you break their butt.
Yep. In fact, they even specifically made the tail a weak spot also this Doom Eternal.
Hmm.
But
They also have the secondary version called the Spectre, which is just an invisible Pinky.
yeah,
And Pinkies fight by rushing in. So sometimes you'll be in a crowd of zombies and all of a sudden nothing hit you, but it hit you like a freight train.
yeah. I think that's what I like about it. Like they're
Now,
built just to be charged in juggernauts. Like there's no tactic. They're
they
just
have
like,
good you have pretty good audio cues for them as well, so
mhm,
I like that. Like you sometimes will be blindsided by a specter, but you usually know there's a specter in the room.
yeah. But I think it's just like the simplicity of you can see how like there's like natural armor on these things. They were just made to charge at you, bite and claw at you, and that's it.
Hmm.
But in that simplicity,
Hmm.
once again, an armored some of the like an armored bus is charging at you while you're trying to fend off everything else. Like I said,
Hey, train.
they do simplicity, but because of the simplicity, it really works for everything.
Hmm.
And I just really think this is this, M pointed this out to me, so I'll let him explain this a little bit.
Essentially, what here is the Doom Eternal version of the Pinky in a just in the game dev room. It doesn't have the proper lighting of the spooky atmosphere of the room. This is just the model as is, not animated yet. And I do like when we get to see behind the scenes of it's in its A pose, which some people default to calling it the T pose. But it's just this is how the game devs made it, and then they put it in the proper place where they get the lighting of the model right. Because sometimes when you put characters in a game and in CG animated movies, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you don't paint them the way that you want them to appear when you have a lighting engine. So if you go back to the previous one,
Yep.
they're the same, pretty much the same color. It's just this one was taken with a photo of the proper game lighting.
Mm-hmm. And a few other details here and there, but you can clearly see it now.
Yeah, yeah. So if you just rip the model out of something, it doesn't always look right because if the game is a very atmospheric game, which the Doom games are, that's one of the things I do want to point out about the Doom games I like. They are very dark and
Mm-hmm.
shadowy lit games. You usually never have any visual problems. The lighting's usually atmospheric, but not
Yeah, that
saturated.
was one of the
Think
things they
about
wanted to work on from Doom 3 that you didn't need the flashlight in order to look around.
at least Doom 3 gave you a flashlight. I can think of many first person and third person shooters from Doom 3's timeline, like around the
Mm-hmm.
same era, where the lighting was gray or brown
Yeah.
because you had to be gritty. I can't see shit. I don't care. Like, this isn't difficult. I just can't see. I'm turning the bloom up on my TV to max.
Yeah. But
That's not good game development.
but that
This was
yeah.
atmospheric, spooky, dark, demonic looking, and you could usually see where you're going. There's a few dark places, but that felt like hey, the challenge of this area is
Yeah. But like I
navigation
said,
by a
that
hard
was one of the things they wanted to
scrolling.
work on from Doom 3, which was a popular one of the Doom games. But
It was the least spot. Well,
they didn't want to have the flashlight mechanic because
that was a mistake.
yeah, it was like I understood where they're going with it. Like in Doom 3, the flashlight mechanic, I understood what they were trying to accomplish. Fair enough, because you're on a space station, lights are going out. You understand the mechanic. The only problem a lot of people had was that you couldn't have a flashlight in your pistol at the same goddamn time, and apparently duct tape was in such short supply you couldn't duct tape a flashlight to a gun.
Yeah. Or even police know how to hold a gun and flashlight at the same time.
Yeah,
It's yeah. Anywho.
yeah. Hi, Icon of Sin. Yeah, the
Yeah.
thing about this one, he's
Yeah.
also as tall as a skyscraper.
A demon as big as a battleship.
And you had to break his armor too in order to properly seal him away.
Yep.
And this was just like you fought demons of all sorts of sizes, but at least they weren't this big yet.
No, normally Doom Guy just has to crick his neck up a little bit for most demons. This one, he basically had to stand backward and lean backward and look up.
Like I'm gonna have my cardio in for today when I get up there.
Yeah, basically, I could definitely see him pulling a scene from Shadow of the Colossus and climbing up it to stab it. Now I'm just picturing that kid from Shadow of the Colossus yelling, "No, no, you gotta grip, no, no, there's a spot over to your left, grab there."
Meanwhile,
Hang on,
Dugat just jamming his fist into the creature, just making his own grappling points. He'll do it.
He would punch his way in, but then he would get his arm stuck halfway through.
See what fragile
So he's just
monster.
dangling. He's just dangling by one arm while the monster is running and trying to get him off.
Oh my god, he
Nope.
uses the super shotgun chain into the ground and just holds it in place.
You
He's
just
the
hear
new
Doom
leech.
Guy's armor cracking, but the monster's armor snaps first.
He's the new monster leash.
I did expect at one point for him to grapple, miss the grapple, grab the chain, and just wrap around someone's neck and strangle them. I think we could bloody Homer Simpson. Why, you demon?
I was expecting him using like a whip and just go Castlevania on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dragon looks at that like, nope, I'm done. I'm going back to hell. I didn't want anything with this. I'll take the Belmonts over this.
I'm just gonna roll over and go back to my coffin.
Doom guy set the coffin on fire.
Oh, that's just rude.
It's
Like,
kind
he
of
used my good gin to start this fire.
he used
Bastard.
everything. Now this is really when they tried to say they have a Doom Slayer, it kind of tells you something.
Yeah. They just started slapping demon parts and wrapping cybernetics to make the ultimate Doom Slayer. You get to watch this thing get built for the entire fight, the level you're chasing it through, basically.
They even have you help put it together at one point.
Yeah, so you
Which is
can
kinda
use
funny.
the creation devices as platforming.
Yeah, which I thought was just fun. It was like, so you think this is gonna kill me, huh?
Sure, let me give you a hand.
Like, I love the fact that they're really trying to slap together everything they can to try and stop you. Because I repeat, hell fears this man. Like, they have a name for him because of how much they fear him. I forget what it was. Doomslayer, that was it.
Yep, the Doom Slayer. That's where he gets the name from.
Because hell fears this man so much that it gave him a nickname for it, and he lives up to it.
Yeah.
And I will repeat that again. Hell fears this man. Not an army, not some great god, just this man. And don't, like, he's magically enhanced and everything like that for a couple of things and has really good armor. But Doom Guy is still just a man.
Yep.
Let me repeat that. Just a man with amazing anger issues that would put the Hulk to shame.
Hulk think you need to get hobby. Work on aggression.
He is. He's beating hell.
Hulk retract statements.
But like I said, hell was trying.
Then again, I could definitely see Hulk teaming up with him after learning what they did to his poor bunny. They kill Fluffy Bunny. Hulk smash.
But like I said, I just love the idea that they're literally trying to come up with any new way to try and kill your ass.
They throw the kitchen sink at Doom Guy.
Like, literally, they're even trying stuff like this.
Let's just go medieval on him.
It's like, what else have we got to lose? But I do like this design, though. Like, this is a nice...
Oh yeah, it's friggin' sweet. It's stupid in the best way.
Yeah, it's like, it's futuristic and medieval all at the same time.
It's dumb.
It shouldn't work, but it's amazing all at the same time.
I mean, one of my favorite Robot Masters is Nightman, and this is basically just Demon Nightman, so that's probably why it works so well for me.
Oh my god, now you made me think of the art of Mega Man getting the BFG from Doom Guy. That's so clear on Wily Base.
Wily just walks into jail, sits down. Oh, I'm done. It was a good run while I had it, wasn't it?
But this miraculous thing.
How big was that again?
This was about twice as big as Doom Guy, I think, roughly.
Okay.
Anywhere between 1.5 to 2 times as big as Doom Guy.
Okay.
It's not Icon of Sin stupidly big, but it moves magnificently. And he's even got his own crucible.
Yay!
But this is what's known as the Lord of Hell, which you find out later is actually the creator of the universe, betrayed by the maker that was Veda to seal him away because he was going to allow Hell to continue pretty much invading it, if I remember the full story correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
He's also referred to as the Dark Lord.
Mm-hmm. So he got betrayed and his life force sealed away, but the maker didn't have it in to destroy the father's life. So Doom Guy takes the life force to resurrect the Dark Lord, to kill the Dark Lord to stop all of hell. Because with the Dark Lord killed, the demons go bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
What is actually funny is because the Doom Guy spent so much time in hell, doing so actually puts him in a coma because he's actually somewhat considered a resident of hell because he spent so much time there. So the makers put him in a seal again, saying that you will rise again. Hopefully he will never rise again, because hopefully if he rises again, shit got real again.
Yeah, you only really let him out for things like that.
Yeah, I'm happy if we never have to let him out.
Yeah.
But just for added taste, Demon Lord looks like Doom Guy.
Yeah.
Just with a lot more markings than that thing in his chest.
Yeah.
Now, I believe there's like the two main theories that I've heard is that because Doom Guy took his life essence and he was the most badass thing on the planet, the Allfather took his form with becoming mortal. I could believe that.
Mm-hmm.
The other theory is that Doom Guy is the human version of the Allfather or Demon Lord. I could also believe that.
Yeah.
Either way, it was just nice. And like I said, just before he dies, he says, "Do you have no words for your maker?" All Doom Guy does is take off his helmet, says no, and then stabs him with the Doom Blade. And that's how the game ends. It's that you literally stab God with the weapon you created. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Like,
Just a sec.
Yeah. But
yeah.
The new Doom game, I'm hoping, because when you get a chance, you got to check some of the trailers because that is looking phenomenal.
I will now.
Like there is it's kind of like a machine gun, like a machine shotgun, but he puts a skull on top of the grinder and grinds the skull to make the pellets. It's insane.
That's stupid. That's stupid. And that's just brutal enough.
You may not like the shield he gets, but you were never much for throwing shields, even if there are buzzsaws. I don't know if he throws it, but I know it's like a round shield, and instead of giving him a chainsaw,
using a shield like that makes sense to me. Using a shield like that makes sense to me, but I'm sorry, I just don't think Captain American's shield would ever bounce back to him. I think it would just get stuck in walls.
But I was like, hey, we can't. He doesn't have his chainsaw yet. Let's just make a shield into a buzzsaw. Yeah, that works. And like I said, the Doom Dragon. That was awesome.
I'm gonna name it Fluffy.
You can name whatever you want. Just don't kill me with it.
Basically, who's gonna question why I name it Fluffy?
But yeah, like a lot of this just really worked really well. Like the only major problem I had with this, actually, no, I really didn't have any major problems with this.
I don't really have any major problems besides a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff is pretty bad. I mean, what they did to the original composer is just kind of scuzzy.
Yeah, but as we stated before when we talk about this, we are talking about the actual product. We will bring up some of the stuff that goes behind the scenes, but I want the focus to be on the game itself. I'm not saying that
Yes.
justifies anything that was done to anyone behind the scenes, one way or the
No.
other. But
But it can mar your opinion of something.
yes.
Because I have a little bit of guilt enjoying these games when I find out how the composer was screwed over, a lot of the devs were also not treated the best. I kind of like to have my games be cruelty free.
See, here's the thing, and this is kind of where I view some of this from a person view.
Mhm.
If you don't support something because you don't agree with some of the things, then it could end right there. Now they might move on and make something else you can still support, but it's like,
Yep.
then you don't know how to show support for what you do like because there's other things behind the scenes went wrong. So
Yeah.
it
No, no.
does,
Basically, I don't think a mass boycott is the answer, but if the individual doesn't like it, then that's fine.
yeah.
Everyone has to make their call on what they do not want for various reasons. It could be gameplay purposes, it could be behind the scenes drama just upset you. That's completely fair. It's sometimes you do have to go, I'll buy it anyway, even if I don't like this, or I don't want to support this dev team or whatever. Every person needs to make that call on their own.
Mhm.
And I might get the third one. I might wait a bit of time to hear how this one's development turns out.
But I easily call these two games, I would put them at a 9 for me. I won't go perfect
I'm gonna
10
put
because I don't really go for first person shooters that much unless there's other reasons
yeah,
for me. But
that's what really hurts this for me and drops it down to an 8.
but
That's just me.
yeah, but there's certain everything this game does tickles my fancy for what I want in a first person shooter.
Yep.
So I can't deny that. The only thing is that it can be, I don't know, it's one of those little some of the weapons that just didn't feel right for me. Like if every weapon
Yep.
had felt perfect for me, I would have been a solid 10.
But how do you get every weapon perfect for everybody?
Now, and like I said, a 10 is probably going to be the hardest thing to go, but everything about this game, the raw
Yep.
energy, the being unstoppable, but the balance was there. And then, like I said, there are difficulty settings. You go even harder if you want. You masochist, you. But
Yeah.
it is just well balanced, and the whole team, when they balance this game, they found what makes a proper balance for what you get, what you need to fight,
Yep.
and what you need to
Yep.
do overall.
Yes.
So kudos to
There
all of it.
are some points where it does drag for me, but yeah, it's a solid 8. Like, it's good, clean fun in places. There's good difficulty sliders, but I don't really have much to say that much to complain. A lot of the problems I have with are just my personal taste don't
Mhm.
usually go to this genre.
So, like I said,
It's such a good example of this genre that it breaks most of my
yeah.
conventions.
So this is one of the games in that rare case I would actually pay the full price they asked for it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I did not pay full price for the 2016 one, but I did pay full price for Doom Eternal because 16 was on sale. I tried it. They did the smart thing. When Doom Eternal was about to come out, they put the first one on sale.
mhm.
I tried it, really liked it, and ended up getting the sequel because I really liked the first one. So yeah, think that was money extremely well spent. In fact, I got it for a deal.
Mhm. Like I said, they just did everything that they needed to do, and instead of trying to
Yep.
reinvent the wheel, they just upgraded it immensely.
Yep. They just put some nice spinners on it.
Oh yeah. But so we're at the end of this, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us. And
Yeah.
before we actually end everything, there is a few things I do need to say. As you notice, I managed to get the music working again. I
Hopefully.
well, it should have, but we'll
I'm
see
not
how it
hoping for
goes.
fun.
There were a little bit of size image problems with this episode, but Nothing too bad. I'm still working with the new program to try and get that on, but I think part of the problem is my computer just doesn't want to do too many things at once still. Still working on that. It's like with everything going on, it's slow progress and there's bigger issues going on. But that's all outside the scene stuff. But I thank you for dealing with it. And anybody who has tips or tricks they want to help out with OBS and other things, I'll be more than happy to check them out.
I mean, we did plan for this to be out for Christmas to be, too much holly jolly. We need to counter it with something, but
life got in the
holidays
way.
themselves got in the way.
Yeah. My work is slowly started to settle out, so I'm hopefully now we'll be able to start getting these out at a better time.
Yep.
Like I said, things outside this, and like I said, we're not doing this for a job or anything like that. We're just doing it just because we're having fun with it.
Yep. And we're hoping someone's gonna entertain by it.
Yeah, and like I said, this is just all our opinions. If you have a different opinion for this, that's fully
Come
okay.
right ahead. Close.
If you hated Doom series, if you loved it, if you found it mediocre, all opinions are valid. As I was talking to someone on my Twitch channel, I don't mind if you have a different opinion. All I ask is that you say that this isn't what I got for me. I just want you to say that you at least tried it. If you say you don't like it, but you never tried it, I can't honestly justify that opinion. Now, if you say I watched the trailer of it, it doesn't look for me, I can understand that because you're giving me an opinion based on what you saw. But if you just hear the name, you say, nope, not for me, I can't fully justify that. Like, you didn't tell me anything.
I mean, if you tried Doom 2016, didn't like it, then obviously you're not probably not gonna like Doom Eternal. That's different. You've tried the series once. Unless the series completely revamps, you're not gonna like it.
Exactly. It really is, like I said, you gave me a reason. Like, you saw the trailers. I don't like this type of thing. Okay, no harm done.
I mean, like I was saying, I don't like first-person shooters largely because a lot of the conventions are not funny, such as the hide behind something and wait for my HP to recover.
Mm-hmm.
That's slow and boring to me. Now, I imagine there are many first-person shooters that are still rip-roaring fun, but the vast majority of the genre has been tainted by that. So when a change, let's try a different wheel, came along, yeah, I enjoyed myself. I have tried a few other first-person shooters since. None of them have clicked with me.
That's just how it goes sometimes.
Yep. But like I said, I'm super, super excited for Metroid Prime 4, and that is a first-person game. So you can make a first-person game I like. So maybe Doom won't be the first-person game you like. Maybe you will like one of the slower Call of Duty games. They're not for me, but I hope you enjoy them. That's my thing. As long as you enjoy your thing and don't force others to try and enjoy it with you, if they don't like it, leave them be.
Yeah.
I have had so many franchises ruined for me because I wasn't allowed to dislike them, or just not enjoy them, or just be disinterested in them. One of them being Halo. Seriously, I showed no interest in it. I was overcorrected, so now whenever I see the franchise, I just see red.
And that's completely fair. It doesn't, as I said, it doesn't even have to be the game itself. If someone ruins something for you, that's totally fair. Because that's also a reason to, in the long run.
Yeah. I'm sure there are good parts of Halo, but I just see red.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I just need something a bit more tangible that you tell me that reason. I don't like people say that I don't like it. Have you ever tried it? No. Have you ever seen it? No. Do you know anything about it? No.
I don't like it because of what they did to the composer. Okay, that's a reason.
Yeah. Like, I need a reason. No, I may not disagree with the reason is, but I will look.
It's still their reason.
It's your reason. I can respect that. Respecting and understanding can be two different things.
Soul lives off the green eggs and ham methodology. You ever tried green eggs and ham?
My God, I just realized that. But I do have one question, Em.
Yeah.
Where did this guy come from?
Space.
No, I mean, like, was he always here?
Yeah, that was always the shuttle, remember?
But wait, no, wasn't the shuttle? All right, hold on. No. We're gonna have to check the timeline on this, so we're not gonna go check on that, guys. So while we're checking on that and everything else about this universe, We hope you have a good day, and we'll see you next time.
Ba-na-na-na-na.